Here we go. We're starting it now. I want to go to the studio just make sure it looks good. So just give me 2 secs. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go into live. Let's just see. Oh, it says live. Let's see. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm going to open up studio. Give me a sec. I'm going to open up the link, I should say. Stream is started.
It does actually look a lot like Grace Bianca, but I don't think it's her.
It does look a lot like Grace.
Yes, it would be like well, actually, it is alumni weekend.
It is. That's my point. Well, no, but she works in Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think it's her. I don't also think she.
Well, Ian Nicholas is coming up today. So, and he's in DeMarville. So.
Yeah, but DeMarva's way closer than.
Yeah, that is true. It is way closer.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'll start it. That's all.
There you go.
That's why I just check to make sure nothing's coming through sound-wise. You know? Because the mics are muted, but Laura knows what could be happening. Gotcha. Oh, they are coming through. Jeez. Hold on a sec.
Number 31, Isabel Wells. 18, Emma Hamilton. And now for our starting lineup for Syracuse University. Number 0, Emma Lacey. Number 5, Juliana Bucci. Number 9, Brianna Trion. Number 13, Audrey Mitchell. Number 14, Vivi Rowan. And number 26, Amelia Brand. And now everyone, rise if you're able and remove your hats for our national anthem.
Ready? Good. Wait, good? Good? All right. You guys are going to be going on. In start, in 3, in 2, in 1.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to 1080 Ice Pavilion as the Syracuse Orange take on the Clarkson Golden Knights. Coming into this matchup, Syracuse is 2-0, 1-0 at home. But for Clarkson, this is their season opener. It should be a great game today. I'm Mcdonough, joined alongside Aiden Niedermeier. And Aiden, what are your keys to today's matchup?
Well, as you've said previously, into those 2 wins against RIT, 5 goals in both of those games from Syracuse. So the offense is definitely there. We're going to have to continue that today and with this high-powered offense and get the victory.
We spoke a little bit about the offense, but let's shift to this defensive line. Only 1 goal conceded. How have they been so lethal in shutting down opponents?
Yeah, Emma Lacey between the pipes, she's been really solid so far this year. So let's hope that she can continue that today.
Syracuse, as I mentioned, comes in undefeated. They were undefeated last season, won all of their games at home, and did so against RIT, took care of business. But this is a new opponent in Clarkson. This team, a little bit under the radar. They did beat SU in a scrimmage last year, but this is the regular season, so anything can happen as we are moments away from puck drop. And we are underway here at 1080 Ice Pavilion. Syracuse controls it, wearing their white uniforms, going from left to right. Clarkson in the green going right to left. Clarkson on the puck right now, but Syracuse swarms. And a little toss-up in the offensive zone. Clarkson clears to halfway, but it's picked up by Trion, who sends it forward to Mitchell. Rowan on the chase, but just loses that foot race. Trion sends it across to Rowan, and a shot that just goes wide, hits off the pipe. Syracuse still with it through Trion. She whiffs on that one, and a clear by Clarkson. Some early pressure here from Syracuse. Manning sends it forward, but the pass is intercepted by Sullivan, who feeds it to Chase, feeds it to the middle, and a shot on goal. Recycled And it's been Syracuse very early on, Aiden.
Yeah, this offensive pressure, not even 2 minutes in, we've already had some pretty good chances, so let's continue.
And here is Chase. She sees her effort go wide, but it's picked up by Landry, the captain. Clarkson gets the puck in, finally breaks out of their defensive zone and comes through the offense through Grimm, who feeds it back to Villaba. Padulo skips past one, drives at the space, goes to the left and takes a shot on goal, but it's saved by Wells. Padulo. There's another shot by Syracuse. Kubica had that one, and it's picked up again by Syracuse. Padulo, and a big fall there from the assistant captain, O'Joyd. As she gets to her feet, Padulo's still with it. And that play is broken up by LaForge. LaForge on the puck now. Feeds it up to her teammate, who can't control. And a swing and a miss by Monahan. Coming the other way now is Syracuse, full steam ahead. Kubica has her shot, saved by Wells again. She stood on her head a couple times early on in this game. On the chase is Wilkin. She intercepts that one. Gives it back to Roberts. And an effort goes just wide by Wilkin. Head up is Eden Price. She's in a tangle. The puck wraps around. Clarkson controls and goes up through Manning. Treon to Wilkin. A 3v2 in favor of Clarkson. Wilkin sends her puck wide. Skips past. Feeds it to the middle. In an effort by Mitchell. She just doesn't make the right contact with it. Here she is again. And that one goes off the right side. Wells with another huge denial from Mitchell. Mitchell still with it. Feeds a wide open 1-2. Rowan back to Bucci. Here's Rowan and Bucci, a 1-2 again. And the gloves by Wells eliminates the threat from Syracuse. A nice 1-2 play there from Rowan and Bucci.
Great offensive pressure so far. They've been swarming Clarkson all these 5 minutes. Surely this offensive pressure has been great so far.
Clarkson wins a defensive zone battle. But a nice send through. And Chase is on it. But Chase loses out. Clarkson controls in their defensive zone through Flanagan. Who finds Grimm? Grimm in the middle. 2v1 takes it herself. And palmed away by Lacey. The threat is not eliminated though. And Lacey puts her glove on that, just similarly to what Wells did on the other end. But Clarkson starting to grow into this game.
Lacey hasn't had her name called much so far, but she's looked solid here.
Lacey just one goal allowed so far in 2 games played. She's been a real brick wall for Syracuse last season and as well as this season. She played in the AAU National Championship, which Syracuse won. But a breakaway here is Padula one-on-one with Wells. And Wells denies! A huge shot from Wells keeps things 0-0. Padula broke free, but Wells stood tall, and now the other way is Clarkson. Grimm. Landry feeds Padullo again, who just missed an earlier effort. Back to Landry, the captain, in the middle. Drifted to the left and has her effort. It blocks, but it just goes into the middle. Padullo back on the puck. Sends it back to her defenseman. Skylar goes herself. And another rebound, but Wells is able to palm that one. Going back to that chance from Padullo, that was a golden chance to put Syracuse up 1-0.
That outlet pass was crisp. That was a great outlet pass. Unfortunately, Padullo couldn't finish, but she's been on fire so far. She's had a ton of chances.
Still 0-0 here between Syracuse and Clarkson. Padullo had a chance just a couple minutes ago, a breakaway, but Wells stood tall and kept things level. Roberts to Price. It trickles to the left boards. Skylar cuts through. And another shot, but saved again by Wells. Boy, she really has stood tall for Clarkson. She's faced a lot of efforts, but Syracuse can't trickle one into the back of the net. Controlled by Flanagan. Up to her teammate Sipple. Sipple on the defense, Syracuse on the boards. And a loose puck picked up by Wilkin. Another shot, but a block save by Wells. Brand skates from left to right. Finds her teammate in the middle, and a scoop save by Wells. We've seen that a couple times from Wells. How good has she been so far, Aiden?
Man, she's been standing on her head so far. She's been a solid defense for Clarkson so far. She's really kept them in this.
Goaltender for Clarkson is Isabel Wells, not from too far away from Tenny Ice Pavilion. She resides in Cicero, New York, and actually played for the Syracuse Nationals in 2008, so she's no stranger to this area, and she's making herself feel right at home in between the pipes, stopping shot after shot. And here's another one that she has to stop. This time it was from Treon, who broke free and just sees her effort deflected again. But it's Rowan, another stick side block. Syracuse keeps knocking on the door. And a wraparound effort falls kindly. A scramble in front of the net. Clarkson clears, but it's fed right back in through Mitchell. Rowan. Now Roberts. Back to Rowan with time and space in the left boards. And a block by Manigan. Clarkson finally clears through Villalba. Well, Forge takes an effort, but Lacey denies, and a huge hit there. Here is Bucci on the left. Feeds it to her in the middle, and it goes just wide. And a whiff by Chase. She was all alone, and Chase just couldn't make the contact she wanted. Wells stands tall yet again.
Golden opportunity right there. Golden opportunity. Shame she couldn't put it home.
Eve Chase, number 15 for the Orange. She also played softball, so she has a little bit knowledge of hand-eye coordination, but just couldn't connect her stick to the puck as an effort by Syracuse goes into the gloves of Wells.
I mean, look at the shot so far, Caitlin. 20-3 in favor of the Orange. This has been offensive explosion here from the Orange. Surely they'll pot one soon.
Syracuse has peppered the net, but still nothing to show for. 0-0 between the two sides here, midway through the first period. And a kick block allows Clarkson to almost get it cleared. Syracuse recycles in a fired effort by Herrick, the captain. Low and right towards Wells's goal. 21 shots now for the Orange. And we're still halfway through this period. They're averaging 2 shots per minute. Insane numbers for the Orange here. Herrick chases, sends it across to the left. Padullo tries to control, but it's regained through Herrick. But it finds its way in the middle, and a stick poke allows Padullo to clear on the left. Oh, and a great defensive effort there by Jacobs, but Syracuse back on the puck. Hits one into the chest of Wells. Is the captain, Landry.
Nice move by Lee Landry there to get free and get a shot off. That was smooth.
Landry, no stranger to being in the headlights. She is team captain alongside Elise Herrick. She was an assistant captain as well earlier, but now wears the C on the chest for the second time this season. Syracuse in their second home game. Wells puts a palm over the puck again. Clarkson just can't seem to get out of the defensive zone.
They've really been swarmed by the Orange so far.
This is Clarkson's first game, so there might be a little bit of nerves creeping in, especially playing a powerhouse like Syracuse. A wraparound by Rowan. Ooh, and another whiff by Syracuse, kicked out by Clarkson. The Golden Knights. But on it is Padullo. She takes it back to the center ice. Syracuse makes a change, and Padullo skates west. 1, 2, 3, 4. In off-stick effort by Padullo. That almost crept in, but Wells again in the right position and makes the stop to keep things level. 0-0. Wilkin wins it for Syracuse. Takes a quick fire shot. Another one by Wilkin. Covered by Wells. Wells is really getting a workout in this game. Just keep going for Syracuse. They keep peppering her with shots.
I mean, 25 shots already. I mean, that's normally a good total for a whole game. We're halfway through the first period here. We already have 25.
Syracuse, another shot right there. That one just sneaks wide. Flash across net. Controlled by Treon across. Price now chases it. Seems like Clarkson on the momentum here. And a save by Lacey. You know, Lacey hasn't had to do too much so far, but when she has, she's been on it. A defensive zone win for Syracuse. And an incoming penalty, a delayed penalty because Syracuse does have the puck. And Lacey heads towards the bench. Syracuse with the extra skater now. On the attack. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell still has the puck. Regains it. And that delayed penalty from earlier finally gets called tripping against Clarkson. Syracuse heads to the power play for the first time this game. Madison Monahan, the tripping call there for Clarkson. And this is the first time we will see Syracuse on the power play in this game.
Let's see if this offensive effectiveness can translate to success in the power play.
Syracuse with the extra skater. And it's won by Sullivan, who sends it back to Herrick, or to Landry. But Clarkson clears and alleviates some pressure for the moment. But they still have a good chunk of the power play left to kill. Padullo in her own defensive zone. Chops it inside. Goes to the left. Still with it is Padullo. She feeds it back. Sullivan, who just can't control it, and Clarkson clears. And it's going to be a foot race between Landry and Jacobs. Jacobs wins it. but is pinned against the boards. Her teammates in Sullivan help come to the rescue. Landry across to Chase. He tries to pass it up ice, but it finds a Golden Knight player instead of an orange uniform. Landry goes herself. Back to Chase, who brings O'Doyd into the game. Cleared by Clarkson yet again. You know, as much as Syracuse is on the power play, they haven't generated a shot yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, this offensive pressure from 5-on-5, it's not really translating to the power play so far.
Padula looks to change that. Oh, and a one-time effort just missed by Treon. Clarkson clears. As the fans are getting rowdy here, they want Syracuse to have a shot on net. Syracuse, no success as things stand. 15 seconds left on the power play, and Clarkson has done a really brilliant job just killing it off, not allowing Syracuse to get set or in a rhythm. Here goes Rowan on the right side near the boards. Wraps it around, feeds it across, but finds a Clarkson player instead of Syracuse. And it goes through the legs of Bryn. Treon comes to clean it up. Passes it up ahead to Mitchell, who gives it right back to Clarkson. And a little bit of a back and forth battle in the center ice. See Syracuse on the attack through Bucci. Towards the right, shields one, wraps it around, looks for the wraparound, just can't finish it wide. And a shot goes wide by Mitchell. Syracuse knocking on the doorstep again, but still nothing to show for. 0-0 between Clarkson and Syracuse. And a gloved effort alleviates more pressure that Syracuse has created, but what went wrong in that power play for Syracuse? They just seemed like they didn't have rhythm.
I think they were trying to force things too much. Back on 5-on-5 early in the period, they were just going naturally, just going with the flow. On that power play, it looked forced. They couldn't really get anything rolling.
Yeah, with all the momentum Syracuse has had in this game, just couldn't generate anything on the power play. Still 0-0 between Syracuse and Clarkson. Padulo had a golden chance earlier in the game, one-on-one with Wells, but Wells stood tall, denied her. Clarkson gives it right back to Price. Towards the center. On the chase is Herrick. She scoops things up and passes it back to keep things in control for Syracuse. But an awkward deflection sees Clarkson momentarily take control. Syracuse, though, back with the puck. And a nice move there by Roberts. Brings Wilkin into the equation. Moving left to right. A shot with no power on that is Kubica. Price double teamed, but works your way out of it. And Syracuse had a lot of success earlier in this game, but haven't really seemed to regain that dominance right from the start of this period.
Yeah, those first 10 minutes, they had 25 shots, and then these last 5, just 6. So, I don't know, it seems like almost like they flipped the switch almost.
As icing was called, which means it's going to be an offensive zone battle for Syracuse. Sullivan against Grimm. And Grimm wins it, but it goes to a Syracuse player. Syracuse worked it around to the left side. Another shot blocked by Grimm. Grimm, a one-woman show for Clarkson. And an effort that goes just over the crossbar is Jacobs. And a glove stick denies Schuyler on the attempt. 4 minutes left in the period. What have your opening thoughts been so far, Aiden?
Syracuse has got to find that offensive pressure from the first 5 minutes when they were swarming. Ever since then, it's kind of been a downward tilt. Just haven't really, after that power play really, just almost like changed the trajectory of the offense.
Sullivan gets her revenge and wins an offensive zone possession. But a big fall by Clarkson allows Syracuse to pounce through Jacobs. And a glove, and a board stick actually, by Wells. Clarkson clears through Cosgrove. Is pinned against the boards. Jacobs has her back. Fran, an effort just from really just beyond the blue line, and it's saved again by Wells. Syracuse starting to get their momentum back just like they did to start this period.
These fans on there want to go, and so do we. Let's hope they can find that offensive pressure back.
These fans have been asking the players to shoot, and why not? I mean, once you have as much as the puck as you have had, shots are not far and few between for Syracuse. They're just not getting it past Welsh. She's played on her head, like we've said numerous times, and has kept things even here. But a cutting move by Padullo, and another glove save. Padullo worked her way in, but Wells was just in the right position again at the right time.
I think Padullo has more shots herself than Clarkson does as a team collectively. I mean, she's been everywhere.
And here is Padullo on the puck as we spoke of her. She gives it to her captain, Landry. Feeds it back to Padullo, but just beyond her. Here is Clarkson looking to clear. The Golden Knights still have it beyond their zone, and it's sent through. Herrick loses out. She's on the chase. Landry. The captain skipping past one, taking on two more. She's by herself. Feeds it right across to her teammate. O'Doyd was all alone, but couldn't get it past the blocker of Wells.
Another golden opportunity for the Orange right there.
How many times has Syracuse just taken it, sent it across, looked for a teammate, found one, but just can't get it past Wells? That's been a theme of this game.
Wells has been standing on her head this entire period so far.
Bucci to Padullo. A battle for the puck. Wells didn't exactly know where it was, but the referee blows things dead. 2 minutes left in the first period, 0-0 between Clarkson and Syracuse. But it's been Syracuse all the way. They've been the ones out shooting Clarkson 37-4, averaging almost 4 shots a minute. It's been an insane start for Syracuse.
I don't think I've ever seen a team with 37 shots in a period, no less. I mean,
And those are numbers that you kind of see post-game, but not in the first period alone. Bucci. Back to Mitchell. It falls kindly for Clarkson, and they just try and get it clear. But Syracuse regains it through Mitchell. She opts to slow things down and regroup center ice. But a stick Rowan takes it left. And a shot by Rowan, again saved by Wells. Rowan gives it to Mitchell. A palm stick. Mitchell found space in the zone. But like we said, Wells just says, no, I'm scooping that up, keeps things 0-0 with less than a minute left in the first. Wilkin against Jacobs this time for the offensive zone win. Wilkins wins it, gets it back, and her effort goes just wide of the right post. Wilkin though, behind the rink, behind the net. A scramble in the middle of the net, in the crease. Wilkins still with it, shoots it, hits the blocker. 30 seconds of the period left. Players are falling left and right, but here's Syracuse at the top. And a block by Wells. 15 seconds left. Wilkin tries to wrap it around. The Golden Knights just send it up. Anywhere will do. And another save by Wells. 5 seconds left. Scooped by Wells as the whistle goes to end period 1. A very dominant start for Syracuse, but nothing to show for it just yet.
No doubt, the message in the locker room has to be keep up the pressure. We just have to convert the chances.
Well, we'll take a little bit of a break, about a 12-minute break for us before period number 2 gets underway. 0-0 between Syracuse and Clarkson. Welcome back to 1080 Ice Pavilion, 0-0 between Syracuse and Clarkson. A very dominant period for the Orange, but nothing to show for yet. 32 shots on goal to Clarkson's 4. How do they get past Wells, Aiden?
Just pressure. Keep up the pressure. They got one of these chances that's got to go in at least once. We got to keep swimming the offensive zone.
Syracuse applying pressure there from O'Doyd, just like they did in the first period. And now an offensive battle for goals. Syracuse wins it, but gives it right back to Clarkson. On the chase is Jacobs, but she loses the foot race. Syracuse clears. Back up to Landry, across to Padullo. On the left, 1v2 for her. She cuts inside, goes to the right. Puck just drifts away. She regains it. She's by herself. 1v4. Clarkson clears, and it's regrouped by Padullo. Sent forward. And that'll drift just for icing. And it's really remarkable to see what this program in Syracuse has done. Going from 5 players on the roster in 2022 to being national champions in 2024 last season. It's remarkable to see what Coach Beam has done for the Orange. And a quick shot there after the whistle by his Price. And the lines change for Clarkson, and this Clarkson team is a little bit shorter in depth than Syracuse, traveling with less players. Do you think that's played a key factor in today's game so far?
Most definitely. I think it's a combination of that and also it being their first game of the year, so they got shake off the rust, get back into the groove of things.
Syracuse with outnumbering in shots and in players against Clarkson. It's been all Syracuse early on, and it's continued into the second period. Here is Syracuse. Price misses it. An open goal, and it's worked in! Number 17, Leah Wilkinson scores for the Orange. All the pressure plays off. Syracuse finally gets on the board, 1-0, 2 minutes into the second period.
Great wraparound there. That offensive pressure we've been constantly talking about finally pays off for the Orange, and they're on the board.
The puck found its way to Wilkin. An empty net, and she just pokes it home. Syracuse, nothing to show for in the first period, but a real mark of intent to start this second period.
Who knows, maybe the floodgates are just opening now for the Orange.
I mean, it only took them, 35 shots, but they're finally on the board, so hopefully many more to come this second period. Mitchell, Rowan now. 3v3 opportunity for Syracuse. Rowan takes it behind the net. Finds a wide open Mitchell in space. And her shot's blocked by Clarkson. Rowan, hungry for more, keeps with it. Rowan again, backhands it, and it almost falls to Bucci. Clarkson just misses past one of them. Bucci behind the net, and a tangle. Rowan helps her out. She kicks it up, and a shot that goes off of one of the Clarkson players by Treon. Rowan.
Syracuse goal scored by number 17, Lee Wilkin. Assisted by Charlotte Robards, number 8, and number 22, Carson Schuyler.
Wait. Going back to that goal, how did Syracuse break the deadlock? You know, we talked about them not having chances to break the deadlock in the first period, but what went well for them on that goal?
I think it's just good puck movement. They had the puck behind the net. The wraparound is obviously how they ended up scoring there, but communication and puck movement really paid off for them there.
Here's KJ Jacobs. A stick-side block by Wells. Jacobs almost had another one, and that one's deflected by Sullivan. She almost finds the back of the net, too. Syracuse continuing to pressure early and often. Schuyler Skylar's really been getting involved in the offensive zone for Syracuse. Recruits Herrick. Feeds it to Chase. 1v1 on the left. Shields the puck. Brings it around. Centers it for a teammate. And it's Mcdonough. Another block by Wells. Another shot by Syracuse. They come early and often. Mcdonough fires it in the net. Neve Mcdonough puts Syracuse up 2-0. And Aiden, you talked about the floodgates opening. Is this a sign of more things to come for Syracuse?
Floodgates opening for Syracuse. Floodgates opening for Mcdonough. She's had a ton of shots. She's had more shots than Clarkson does as a team. She finally gets one. Syracuse is pouring it on here in the first 5 minutes of the second period.
And goals both credited to Wilkin and Padula, a sophomore-junior duo, really showing experience for Syracuse. Padula, no stranger to getting on the score sheet. She was the team's leading goal scorer last year, and she's in fine form again to start this season. Padula, who just scored moments ago, feeds it back. Padula on the left. Oh, and an effort by O'Dowd. She fights for it. A spin move Clarkson can't clear. Now the other Jacob sends it through, and she's chasing. 2v1 for her, and she gets on the end of this puck.
Goal scored by number 7.
Jacobs.
Assisted by number 19, Caroline Young, and number 25, KJ Jacobs.
KJ Jacobs getting the assist there, and you can hear how much the fans appreciate her providing the setup for Padula, and Padula gets tangled up with Jacobs for Clarkson. Five minutes into the second period, Syracuse up 2-0. 0-0 in the first period. Padula with a fantastic chance to put them up 1-0, but she regained her confidence, found the shooting skates, and fired Syracuse into a 2-0 lead as things stand. Roberts.
Delete it and then redo it.
The referee blows the whistle dead. A little stoppage here as we figure out what's wrong. But let's just talk about this Syracuse team, Aiden. They won the national championship last season. They were undefeated. Right now they're 2-0, trying to protect that championship. But this is a program that has really taken leaps and bounds since they first started back in 2022.
I mean, the way they're playing right now, they can add another national championship to that banner over there. But I mean, this offensive pressure has been astounding so far. And we're going to have to transition to the penalty kill here. Hopefully they can keep Clarkson off the board.
And this credit of this championship culture is brought by head coach Christina Beam, who really came into the squad and revamped things, took players' feedback, created that winning culture, allowed them to go undefeated. She is a grade school nurse, but she does have a lot of experience coaching-wise and playing-wise, and so does her assistant. He is retired, however, both of them are configuring right now, trying to see how they can add even more goals as the Orange are up 2-0. Clarkson now with some rare puck management. They had a couple of shots to test Lacey, just a couple that went wide, but Clarkson slowly growing into the game as the second period is underway. But here's Syracuse in a good stick, blocked by Flanagan. Trion was breaking free, but Flanagan stops her momentum. Syracuse still with the puck. Herrick. The senior defenseman sends the puck up to the ice for her teammate Bucci to chase. Bucci just loses out. almost regains it though, and Rowan pounces on it. Rowan on the right. And a blocker again saved by Wells. Vivi Rowan has really been everywhere for the ice for the Orange. Has so much energy, and here she is again on the puck. Rowan, no stranger to playing at the collegiate level. Actually played for Syracuse, their field hockey team, for a couple seasons. She had 51 games played, but she did play hockey growing up, and that's translated over both stick skills. Herrick up to Padullo. 1 goal in this game so far for her. Padullo brings Rowan into the game. Gives it to Bucci. Bucci just sends it across and Clarkson regains control. Grimm tries to chase it, but it falls kindly to Stifelmeyer. Stifelmeyer can't control it and sent back into the offensive zone by LaForge. Bucci has it for Syracuse. Too much on the power, but it goes back to Padullo. She's giving it right back as O'Doy takes a tumble. Oh, Skyler in control. Back to Padullo. Syracuse finally breaks into the offensive zone, and here's the Captain Landry with her effort. Blocked down by Wells. Landry regains it, but just can't connect with a teammate. Padullo. Skyler with an effort. That one goes just to the right of the post. Skyler picks up the loose ends. As Syracuse changes their lines, here comes Skyler. Feeds it up for Roberts to chase, but a whistle by the referee. Brings it right back to the defensive zone for Syracuse, midway through this second period. And Aiden, how has the second period been different from the first period? What has allowed Syracuse to break the deadlock?
The puck movement for me is the big thing. They've cycled it good. The passes have been there. The pressure is still constant, obviously, and we get a good rush here too.
On the left, she spins, and a great recovery by Flanagan. But Padullo gets it back. She wants another goal. Skyler, gloved effort, and a toss-up between some of the Clarkson players in Syracuse. Sees Roberts go down. Robert gets back to her feet and just stares down through the Clarkson defenders. Treon just gives a tap on the shoulder saying, "It's all right, you're okay, don't engage with that behavior." Treon fires one deep from the blue line, gloved again by Wells. Syracuse really feeling at home in the second period, just how the first period started.
Exactly. The pressure, offensive pressure, puck movement, it's been all done there for the Orange.
Wilkin, 1 goal for her as well. But can't find Price in the middle as Jacobs clears for Clarkson. The Golden Knights countering 4v2, but Jacobs takes a far effort wide. Clarkson hasn't had many shots on goal, but the ones that they have, it's all come through 21 Kinsley Jacobs. She's been a one-woman show for this Golden Knights team.
And Lacey's been right there to shut her down, standing tall for the Orange between the pipes.
Now Lacey trying to keep a shutout intact. She's about 30 minutes away from doing that. 1 shutout for her already on the season against RIT, and 1 goal given up. So as Price finds one, and a goal line clearance by Wells, Price almost gets on the score sheet. We talked about Lacey making stops, but there's Wells again making stops for the Golden Knights, trying to keep the game within reach.
Nice drive to the net there. Shoulder down and take the puck to the net. That was a good move there.
Price with a couple of efforts. Just hasn't found the back of the net just yet, and that's credit to Wells. But she keeps trying, as the Syracuse team keeps trying too. 42 shots on goal. Again, just the 4 for Clarkson. It really has been all orange all day. And Lacey puts her hands up. She wants the icing call, and she does get it from the referee. So it comes back to the offensive zone for Syracuse. Another chance for Syracuse to win an offensive battle and generate more shots on net. Bucci and Grimm on the left circle. 1v1. Bucci wins it, feeds it to Rowan. Takes a quick fire effort on goal. Bucci's down, but slow to get back up to her feet. And it looks like she is going to take the face-off yet again. Her and Grimm going at it in the same spot they were. But it's this time Grimm wins the battle. Gives it right back to her teammate LaForge. LaForge still with it. Grimm on the chase. And she almost beats a Syracuse player. LaForge has an effort on net. Blocked by Lacey. Here is Bucci on the right, one-on-one. One man to beat, and she takes an early shot to the chest of Wells, who eliminates the pressure again for Clarkson. That's now a couple 1v1 Syracuse has had in this game, but just can't seem to beat Wells at either post.
They've gotten past the Clarkson D-gun and had great chances. It just again, it comes down to finishing. They gotta capitalize on these numerous opportunities that are just basically being handed to them by Clarkson.
Syracuse up 2-0, just over midway through this second period. A goal from Wilkin opened the scoring about a minute into this period, and another one shortly after from Padullo. Syracuse up 2-0, and a deserved lead. They've outshot Clarkson, and it's been all Syracuse all the time. And here they are again. And that one just fires left of the post is Chase. Skylar now. Feeds it up, no one's there. One back by Sullivan. Sullivan pokes it home, just a miscommunication from both Syracuse players. Both Sullivan and Chase in the middle, but neither one of them called it. Syracuse does regain it though. Gives it back to Jacobs. She had the assist on the Padullo goal. And a toss-up behind the net. Lacey just covers the puck and keeps things in control for Syracuse. And this scoreline is not too similar from the last time these two teams met last season. Syracuse won that 1-4. They're about 2 goals away from doing that this game, and Syracuse is just such a dominant program. This is Clarkson's first game of the season, but you got to give credit to Syracuse. Just really right from the start, they've been on top of their game.
Yeah, they've been rolling all day so far, and it comes from those previous 2 games against RIT where they were 5 goals in each of them. The offense was there, and that's the story tonight too.
Padullo skates past the Clarkson defender, takes on another one, drives towards the net, and a backhand effort, glove down by Wells. She stretched for it, covered it. But that's Padullo again, using her momentum to skate past 1, 2, 3 Clarkson players. Stopped again by Wells though. Padullo has really been a force here for this Syracuse team. She had 8 goals and 16 points in the first half of last season, and she's on her way to mark that statistic again She also played on Team Ontario, so she has experience with Canada's national team. But here's Roberts, 3v1. Wells, and Wells just sticks a stick out to Price. Price just looks at her, questioning why she was allowed to get away with that one. Wilkin and Grimm again back at the battle, controlled by the Golden Knights. And that one goes in! And Wells is so unhappy that she let that one go in. It went off one of her teammates. Syracuse, more pressure in the offensive zone. 3-0. As the captain, Elise Herrick, celebrates that goal. 0 goals last season, but her first of this season, and just an unfortunate rebound for Wells to let that one go in.
Kind of a fluky goal, but I mean, Syracuse, we would take what they'll get. I mean, that's what that offensive pressure gets you. You push Clarkson to the brink, and they'll fold over, and then stuff like that happens. So, but the Orange will take it for sure.
The Orange now 3-0 up. All 3 goals coming into this
Syracuse goal scored by number 21.
And there's another one. Juliana Bucci gets herself on the score sheet. It's the floodgates really have opened for the Syracuse team. 4-0 up. 7 minutes left in the second period.
2 goals in less than a minute for the Orange. They have pouring it on this second period.
And just as the announcers were talking of who announced the actual goal for Syracuse, they had to pause because Bucci found space and time right in front of Wells' crease. As Wells leaves the field or the rink. And Bucci there just as we stop things, hugs teammate Hannah O'Dowd, who gave her the assist. As Wells just gets a little bit of pep talk for here. She's had a really great start to this game, just really unlucky that 4 goals have found the back of the net in this period.
I mean, sure, yes, she's allowed 4 goals, but 42 saves to go along with that. I mean, you can see the frustration on her face over there, but she's been doing good with what she's had to deal with so far today.
I mean, if she hasn't been in goal, this game easily could be really 8-0 almost, you know?
She's been really holding Clarkson in and making the score not seem as bad as it actually is.
And if you're Wells, you know, her teammate is talking to her, what is she saying to her in this moment as she tries to recollect her thoughts during this timeout?
I mean, obviously you can see Wells is almost venting to her teammate because not to hark on Clarkson's defense, but they've kind of hung Wells out to dry in a few of those scenarios. So I think she's just talking it through and what she's feeling in the moment right now.
For the Syracuse team, we talked a lot about their dominance. 5 goals in their first 2 games of the season. 1 goal away from averaging how many goals they've scored in 3 games. That's insane numbers to put up. How is this team just so dominant at what they do?
Offense carries this. I mean, this is a very offensively centered team in my opinion, and that's been on display. I mean, almost 50 shots in a game is just absurd to me.
In the locker room, they had a quote that says, "Success is not for the chosen few, but for the few who choose." But it's not just been few that have chosen to get on the score sheet for Syracuse. Everybody has played well and contributed to this really wide open game for Syracuse.
As the old saying goes, everybody eats, and that's on display today for the Orange.
Especially as it is alumni weekend. We got a lot of Syracuse fans in the stands. They wanted goals in that first period, didn't get any, but now they have 4 in the second here. They're loving what they see. Jacobs is double teamed. She spins out of it, fires it out Wells, and it's covered again by Wells. And we saw Wells just a little bit disappointed during the timeout, but does that give her a little bit of confidence that she just covered the puck there and she can carry into the rest of this game?
Yeah, sometimes you just need a mental reset. Just forget about what happened and look forward. I mean, that mental reset should help her moving forward.
And Wells is the only goalie on this roster, so even if the coaches did want to sub her out, she does have to stay in the rest of this game. But not for nothing, she, like you said, has 42 saves on 46 shots. And that one beats her far post. Assistant captain Hannah O'Dowd gets on the score sheet for the Orange. 5-0. And this has been an offensive explosion in this period for Syracuse.
Someone I've had my eye on all game too, Hannah O'Dowd, finally is able to cash in and get herself a goal.
And as you can see, Clarkson, all of them are hovering towards the center circle, just trying to figure out how to stop the Syracuse team. But that's now 5 different goal scorers for the Orange. That just goes to show their depth on this roster. Clarkson looks to get on the board though. Through LaForge, and a gloved effort stopped by Lacey. And just speaking of Lacey, in these games it can be easy to lose your concentration because you've been out of the game so much. So what do you think she's doing just to stay focused, especially on a shot like that?
Obviously staying involved with the game, keeping your eyes on the play, and sometimes it's good to get a shot and make a save once in a while, because if you're stagnant standing there when your offense is having so much pressure, you can get a little rusty per se. So it's good to just have a save once in a while and get yourself back into the swing of things in the game.
Lacey with 5 saves on the day, and although that might not seem like a lot, the saves that she has had to make have come in really sporadic periods, so she's had to stay focused throughout this match. She's done brilliantly so far. Behind the net is Trion. And it goes just beyond her teammate Roberts, all the way into the defensive zone for Clarkson. On the chase is Jacobs, but an icing gets called by the referee, and it comes back to the Clarkson defensive zone. 4.5 minutes left in the second period. Syracuse on top, 5-0. 5 different goal scorers. After outright dominating the first period, they finally opened the floodgates. 5 goals this period. And we still have another 20 minutes and even a little bit more of hockey left to play. Eric with an effort. Bucci tries to deflect that one in. Rowan to Herrick. She looks across and switches it to the left. A little tumble by Mitchell. Rowan through traffic. Wells couldn't see it, but her teammates help her out. Rowan pounces on the loose puck. Takes it to the right. Gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell backhands back to Rowan in a glove stick. A save by Wells. Mitchell regains the puck on the left, gives it to Bucci. Bucci brings her teammate into it. Rowan tries to deflect it. One of the Clarkson players goes down right in front of Wells' crease. The referee just readjusts the net as it was a little untangled for a second, but it's fixed, and Mitchell looks to break forward again. Clarkson, no one swarming her. 3v2 for Syracuse. Clarkson, Mitchell takes it herself. Skylar keeps it in. A lunging effort. Keeps play alive, and Skylar drifts through too. Almost shelves it into the far right corner. Controlled by Mitchell. Chase now. With her head up. Skylar pounces on the loose puck. Skylar goes down. No call from the referee. Puck just goes beyond Skylar. And Chase behind the net gets it. Tries the wraparound. Wells dives on it.
And what I've noticed observing these past 2 minutes, offensive pressure there for Syracuse, obviously, but what that causes is frustration. You can see it. Clarkson's coach he's very frustrated. He slammed the bench door a couple minutes ago, said some choice words to the ref, I'd say, and you can see it on the face of the Clarkson players. So obviously frustrated. I mean, Syracuse has had the same amount of goals as they do shots at this point in the game. So the frustration is definitely there, and it's starting to boil over for them.
Clarkson head coach, both of them, and his assistant coach actually not too happy with what they're seeing. The Golden Knights are coached by Aziz Fantasi, who is a professor at Clarkson. Applied anthropologist is his title, and he actually has a little bit of experience playing hockey. He played at the Pond Hockey Classic with Champlain College, obviously know now, at Clarkson, but it's his first game of the season, so this is definitely something that his squad can learn from and take as the season continues. Two minutes left in the period. Syracuse on top, 5-0. The floodgates opened early to start this period and have just continued. All 5 goals actually coming really close in between each other. You had the 2 that were scored, a little bit of a drought, and then 3 right in quick succession from each other. As Roberts gets his shot off against Wells. Wells collects the 45th save of the afternoon on that shot. I had to face a lot, but she's also turned away a lot of Syracuse efforts just like that one there from number 26, Amelia Brand. Price back to Wilkin. Almost gets her second. But there's the 6th goal from Syracuse. Brianna Treon on the score sheet for the Orange. 6-0. 6 goals in this period. Syracuse, their most goals ever scored this season. That one gets put in by Brianna Treon. Take it back to center ice. Syracuse wins the face-off. Herrick.
Syracuse goal scored by number 9, Bree Treon. Assisted by number 10, Niedermeier.
By herself.
And number 8, Charlotte Robards.
One of the Clarkson players dives, but Mitchell just took it beyond her. And now sends it alive, keeps it. But the Golden Knights are advancing through Jacobs. By herself, 1v2, breaks free. Sticked away by Lacey. Another save on the afternoon for her. That brings her total to 6. Bucci. 1 goal for her name as well.
Play in the second period.
Mitchell gets a stick in. Rowan collects her leftovers. Rowan. A battle. And a penalty coming against the Orange. A hooking call against Audrey Mitchell. And, you know, this game has been pretty clean, but this is the first time that Clarkson will be on the power play. Their first time with a man advantage this afternoon. 45 seconds left of the second period. The face-off in the zone, the defensive zone is won by Sullivan, and she just sends it all the way up to Wells. He passes it to the left, to the right, excuse me. Chase, collected by Sullivan to Skylar on the left. Sullivan still chases. But Clarkson just controls the puck. 10 seconds left. Lacey puts her stick out. 5 seconds left of the period. The second period comes to a close, but Syracuse on top, 6-0, 6 goals scored. A really dominant showing, just like the first period for the Orange.
Less shots this period, yes, but more goals. All 6 coming this period, obviously, but like we said, offensive pressure, make Clarkson make mistakes, frustrations boil over. That's been the message so far in today's game.
Syracuse on top, 6-0, as we are moments away, about 12 minutes away from the third period. We'll take a little bit of break. We hope that you were joining us for the third period. Welcome back to 1080 Ice Pavilion. Syracuse up 6-0 over Clarkson. All 6 goals coming in the second. Moments before this one. But even though Syracuse has been dominant all game, what do you think their approach is, Aiden? Especially in this third period, I'd love to see the game out.
Obviously, they'll have their foot on the gas a little bit, but not as much as the previous 2 periods, I would think. Obviously, they're not just going to completely set back, but they're going to stay in this game, try and shut Clarkson down, and help Lacey preserve this great game she has going right now.
Yeah. Emma Lacey with the shutout intact so far. She's only faced 7 shots, but again has been equal to all 7 attempts from the Golden Knights. On the other hand, Isabel Wells for Clarkson, she's had to face a ton of shots throughout this whole game. And like we said, yeah, she's given up 6 goals, but she's also made a ton of saves. Syracuse actually with 1 less skater on the ice as well, because they're continuing that power play from the second period caused by Audrey Mitchell, a tripping call. 15 seconds left of the period and of the power play, Syracuse on the kill, and Clarkson hasn't really been able to generate much going forward offensively, especially on this power play. Why do you think that is, Aiden?
I mean, I think in large part it's Syracuse's defense. I mean, we haven't really highlighted them much because the offense has been so good today, but their defense has been outstanding. I mean, to me, you couldn't really tell that Syracuse was even on the penalty kill. I mean, they just really have had Clarkson's number all game today.
This defense has been anchored by senior captain Elise Herrick. She actually attends SUNY ESF, but does play under Syracuse because both schools are definitely allowed to play because ESF does not have a hockey program. 1 goal already in the game for her too, so as much as we praise this defense, she also can get on the score sheet herself. O'Doyd. Back to Padullo. Both of the 2 scores linking up. And an effort blocked by Wells, by Brand. She started this game and has another attempt at net. Just parried away by Wells towards her right post. Padullo on the left finds a wide open Mitchell. She circles. Deflection takes all the sting out of the shot. Brand. Back to Treon. Treon finds Padullo. Cuts inside. Cuts and weaves. And finds the back of the net for her second goal of the afternoon. Padullo on the score sheet. Syracuse on the score sheet yet again. 7-0 the Orange in full force at 1080 Ice Pavilion over the Golden Knights.
What a move by Padullo there. Working her way in and then the top corner finish to top it all off. Perfect goal.
That's a couple times now you've seen her kind of cut in left to right and in the middle. She had a chance to go 1v1 when she was with Wells, but ever since that chance, she's been really lights out in the offensive zone. Rowan driving at the right side. She chases down her own pass. Gets it back for Syracuse. Herrick back to Rowan, who shields the puck, brings it and goes down. No call from the referee. She gets back up. Clarkson whips on the clear.
Syracuse goal scored by number 7, Mee Padullo, assisted by number 3, Audrey Mitchell.
Rowan and Mitchell combining. Syracuse in control. They bring it back to their defensive zone and shuffle the cards again through Rowan, but it's picked up by our teammate Bucci. Bucci and Rowan by themselves. Bucci just couldn't keep that one under control. She gets it back. Mitchell, then toss up with her teammate. Another effort on goal. Wells palms it. 15 minutes left here, or 16 minutes left here in the third period. Is there any particular player that has impressed you most in this game so far?
Obviously, I'm going to have to go with Neve Pablo there. I mean, her edge work, cutting in and out, and then the 2 goals she's had so far, especially that top corner one. She's been on my radar today, for sure.
She's been the leader of this team, and even as a freshman last year, led the team in goals and almost led the team in assists as well. She's leading the Orange to a 7-0 victory, and maybe even potentially more. 2 goals on the afternoon for her. Just as a sophomore, she has so much confidence and will bring this team much success as she continues her studies here at Syracuse. Price through the middle. Fends off one Clarkson player. Passes it in the middle, and it goes just beyond Roberts. Price again. Back to Roberts, but it finds Skylar. She sends one towards net. It nicks just off the left or the right post. Lost there by Kubica. Clarkson, open net. They just can't get it. As a Syracuse player dives in and takes the net off its rocker. Emma Cosgrove just got the puck. Awkward bounces for her, and she couldn't keep it under control. That was Clarkson's really best chance of the game so far. Lacey was at a net, and the net was open. They just couldn't finish.
Yeah, brutal giveaway by Kubica there, but she dove back and obviously didn't want to give up a fluke goal for Lacey, but got Clarkson off the board nonetheless.
She did make the initial mistake, but regrouped in. Did that, like you said, dive into the net. Referees had to fix it, but here's Clarkson again on the offense. Broken up by Kubica, who just spoke of moments ago. Skylar drifts towards the right. Shifts it to the left. And it takes a nick off the left post. Clarkson tries to clear on the effort through Monahan. But the Orange regained possession. Treon, 1 goal for her this afternoon. She's behind the Syracuse net. She wanted to pass to Roberts, who's calling for it, and Roberts is now on the puck, charging 3v2 for Syracuse. Roberts by herself takes it, and the puck just escapes her. But it's picked up by Mitchell, who spins and loses out. Another stick by Roberts. Clarkson clears. And a dead puck blown by the referee. An offensive zone battle for Syracuse. Chase, now it's going to be Sullivan against Grimm. We've seen that battle a lot to start the zones. But Syracuse likes to switch things up when they take a face-off. A lot of players can do a lot of different things on this team, as we've seen with 6 different goal scorers.
And that versatility that you're talking about, multiple players doing multiple different jobs, it obviously helps the game run much smoother, and obviously it's paying dividends for Syracuse now with 7 goals to boot.
And you almost get an 8th goal here, but Wells stands tall again. The assistant coach, Matthew DeShesher, is really unhappy with the referee. He's yelling, saying she's holding her, she's holding her. He wants a call from the referee, but he's not going to get one. The referee's more than just content with allowing play to continue. And it goes across the net, and it's just scooped over. A wide open chance for Chase to put Syracuse up 8-0. But it's still in the offensive zone. Palmed by Grimm. The referees keep their whistles out of their mouths. On the charge is Brand. Brand gets double teamed and loses track of the puck. A chase for Syracuse, and Syracuse controls the puck. Landry sends it back across to Padullo. 2v2, but she takes it herself and fires one towards Wells. A rebound. Can't control. Syracuse shuffles their cards again and finds Padullo. Pass just beyond her. Padullo battles in the middle. Pokes a stick at it. Monahan sends it up. No one in the offensive zone for Clarkson. That's been the story of this game. Clarkson, they do clear it, but no one is just so far up on the rink for them.
And they also seem gassed. Obviously, you mentioned previously that the shortened bench they have compared to Syracuse, but it's really been their Achilles heel today. They really hadn't been able to get much going.
That's a roughing call there against Syracuse, against the captain, Landry. It's been a pretty clean game from Syracuse, but this is the second time that they have to go on the penalty kill. From what we saw from them, they did a pretty good job eliminating any pressure from Clarkson. Bucci against Grimm again. But Clarkson takes it. Bucci gets it right back. Tries to clear it. It stays in the offensive zone. Lacey sticks it out. Skyler with the rebound. Wraps it around for Syracuse. And clears all the way up the ice. Wells in control. Passes it off the right boards. Back to Flanagan. On the puck. Skates across to find Cosgrove. But there's too much on the pass in Kubica. Whiff on her pass. A tangle with Grimm. Grimm sends it back to Flanagan. Fires one towards net, but it's blocked. That one hits the side from Cosgrove. And Clarkson can't keep it in the offensive zone. A minute left in the penalty. Flanagan in space. 4v3. But she elects to send it across for Cosgrove to get it. A big hit by Trion, and Rowan chases, followed by Bucci. 45 seconds left of the penalty kill. And a whistle there from the referee. We'll pause things.
Quick look at the shots so far. 57-8 in favor of the Orange. The offense has been there all game. It's been truly amazing to watch.
57 shots, 50 of them turned away by Isabel Wells. She had a little bit of a rough stretch in that second period, but she seemed to regain her confidence. And as she makes that stop, it's a tough game and it's a tough situation to be in for Wells. You know, a lot of the goals aren't her fault, but she will definitely take it personally as she's letting 7 goals.
Like we said earlier, that mental reset I was talking about earlier, that seemed to turn the tide for her a little bit here, and she's found her groove back into the swing of things in this game.
7-0 midway through the third period. Syracuse, 6 goals coming in the second. The floodgates opened early. 6 different goal scorers. A backhand by Sullivan. Chase to Brand. She gets it back after the block. Back to Chase. Chase sends it. No one home for Syracuse. Roberts wins it. The referee blows play dead. And another stoppage. 9.5 left of the third period. it's good to see Catalina Villalba back up on her feet for Clarkson. She went down and was down for a couple minutes, but she's back up to her feet and skating to the bench. And stuff like that is so scary to see, especially for how long she was down.
Good to see her get up and go back to the bench under her own power, though.
Despite their injury, it will be an offensive zone battle for Syracuse. Syracuse's fourth line up, the forwards for Syracuse are Price, Wilkin, and Roberts is on that line as well. Wells makes another stop, and she's a little slow to get back to her feet as well. It's been a really taxing game for this Clarkson team. Just from the start, they've been right under the gun. Syracuse dominant, 7-0, and 57 shots. As Price almost has another one there. Roberts back to Price. Roberts and Price double teams, but Clarkson comes out on top, breaks through Jacobs, tries to find Grim for the Golden Knights. Controlled in the defensive zone by LaForge. She feeds it to the right. Jacobs. Herrick sends it up for Roberts to chase, but Price gets a stick on it. Her and Roberts have been a tag team duo all afternoon. And it's again Roberts and Price who win it back. Price gets a stick on it. It goes wide. Wilkin. Syracuse just taking their foot a little bit off the gas. I mean, they already have 7 goals, but it's still been a great period for them. Clarkson has generated a couple of chances on net. And looking to tomorrow, these two teams will be back on the ice. A 2 p.m. tip-off for that game. Or puck drop, sorry. Aiden, how do you see tomorrow's game going? Is it going to be a similar reflection of today's match, or do you think Clarkson comes out with a little bit more energy?
They're obviously going to come out with a chip on their shoulder after beating, I mean, today they're already down 7-0, but I'd expect more of the same from Syracuse. I mean, obviously today, yes, they've taken their foot off the gas now. They don't want to completely run under the ground, but tomorrow's a new game, obviously, and they'll want to still instill that they think that they're the better team and will continue pressure tomorrow.
Tomorrow is certainly a new game, but we're focused on the one right here now, and 7-0 for Syracuse. It's been a pretty straightforward afternoon for them. As Skylar is in control for Syracuse, passes it across to Kubica. Padulo, back to Skylar. Padulo spins, is in space, and that one goes just wide from Landry. Landry, the only captain not on her score sheet. Her counterpart, Herrick, got a goal in that second period where it was an onslaught of attack for Syracuse. Now Skylar goes past 2. She's all alone. Her Syracuse playmates hugging the blue line, and it falls to Landry, but gloved up by Wells. And I don't think Landry realized just how much time and space she had on that attempt.
That was another grade A chance right there. I think she did rush it. She had more time than she thought she had, but still, that just comes down to the offensive pressure. That's what creates those kind of chances for the Orange.
Syracuse continuing that offensive pressure through Rowan, but she loses it out. Tries to get it back. Clarkson controls and feeds it all the way up is Monahan. No one towards the top of the offensive zone for the Golden Knights, and it's Syracuse on the attack again. Bucci to Rowan. Rowan fires one towards the right lower net of the goal. Wells is equal to the stop again. And for as much as we talked about Rowan, she's been a real playmaker today, just not on the score sheet for herself though. Bucci wins the face-off, gives it to Brand. And a tripping call coming, but a delayed penalty. Syracuse elects to have another skater on the ice. Lacey heads to the bench. Still with it is Brand, and it's gloved in by Wells. Syracuse goes to the power play again, a tripping call.
Right before that penalty was called, though, absolutely huge save by Wells, getting the pad over to stop that scoring chance. But like we've been saying all game, she has been standing on her head for Clarkson and really has kept them in this game, well, to some point. But she's been no doubt their player of the game.
It actually is going to be called against Syracuse. Lee Wilkin called there for interference by the referees. So Syracuse on the power kill yet again. It was a clean game up until they started causing fouls, and you can see head coach Christina Beam completely unhappy with the call. She's laughing with the referee, but
Actually, it seems the ref called another penalty on the play. I think we're playing 4-on-4 here.
good catch there. I guess both players in the box. So this is the first 4-on-4 action we'll see. It's won by Syracuse. Back up to Chase. He does chase it, misses out. Brand. Back to Bucci. A little bit of a slippery puck for Syracuse. They can't get it in control, and it's finally brought in by Treon, who feeds it up for Brand. 2-on-1 on the right. Her effort nicks off the top crossbar. She goes down with another Clarkson player. And the referee blows the whistle dead. 5.5 left of this third period. Syracuse on top, 7-0. Most of the goals coming in the second period. 6 goals for Syracuse in the second period. 1 goal for the Orange this period. Sullivan now back on the face-off. She loses out to Clarkson, but her teammates have her back. They get the possession of the puck. Flanagan sends it up wide. LaForge to Grimm. Grimm chases, but is just beaten by Herrick. And a big hit, a combined hit by the duo of Herrick and Mitchell sends Grimm tumbling to the ground. Syracuse still advances it. And another big hit. She returns the favor, is Jacobs. But she's going to get called on tripping. Now a little bit of 4v3 hockey for Syracuse. 42 seconds left on the penalty kill for them, but 4v3 for Syracuse. Padulo wins it for Syracuse. Keeps possession alive. Here's Kubica. Fires it through traffic, but it's blocked by Grimm. Skyler to Padulo. Back to Skylar. A 1-2 at a top shelf. But a shoulder save. A left shoulder save by Wells. And you can hear the Clarkson fans clapping. That was a huge denial by Isabel Wells. 4 minutes left of the third period. Just 5 seconds left of 4v3 hockey. Padullo on the chase. Scoops it in to the chest of Wells, who stands tall again. Just as both penalties for Clarkson and Syracuse expire, Syracuse though still on the power play. Sullivan and Grimm back in their natural battle. Landry with an effort. Stopped again by Wells. A spin move by Sullivan. Feeds it to Padullo. Landry at the top. Slap shot. And it's blocked by the Clarkson Golden Knights. Landry wants it again. She doesn't. And she gets it back from Padullo. The referee, though, just has to fix the cage as it comes off its rocker. So play is momentarily stopped. Landry again, just beyond her. Chase, the sophomore, back to Landry, the captain. It works its way to Clarkson and they just clear, but they can't because Landry keeps it alive. She sees her effort deflected. Landry again, almost like has a magnet on her puck. She has space at the top. She wants it back. She does get it back. Kicks it across to the assistant captain, O'Doyd. Feeds it right through the middle, but it goes past everybody. As Even Strength returns to the ice. And scooped by Wells. Syracuse had a couple of chances during that power play, but just like we've seen throughout the game, just not really too many shots on net.
It seems like to me that their power play seems almost, they're trying to force it too much on the power play, in my opinion. They're not just letting it flow naturally. Flowing naturally has worked 7 times for them today, but
you did mention those 7 goals. Syracuse still up 7-0. Been a little bit less of a goal fest than what we've seen in the second period, but nonetheless still dominant from the Orange. 2 minutes left of the third. Rowan feeds it to Bucci, back to Rowan. A little combination between both of those, but Rowan couldn't bring it in. Mitchell, back to Treon. Mitchell again. Mitchell in space in the middle. She says, why not? I'll have a go. Wells couldn't see it through traffic. Rowan behind the net. Bucci tries to release Freon, but a stick by Caitlin Stifle of Clarkson keeps it away from the net. Villalba nutmegs one, finds her teammates, tries to get up the rink. Sipple goes down, but it's free for Bucci. Herrick. Too many players on the ice for Syracuse. The referee blows it dead, and because of that, Bucci heads to the box. A little bit sloppy here from Syracuse to close out the game. And just taking a look at their schedule, they play Clarkson tomorrow, Syracuse, and then they travel to play Paul Smith later in October. So this is a win that Syracuse can take a lot of momentum going into play as they want to keep another undefeated season, trying to go back-to-back, and especially take home the Hockey North Division Championship. Chase on the left, 30 seconds left in the game. Chase again. Wells tries to palm it, but can't get it. Chase goes down. Clarkson bench not happy, 15 seconds left. Especially the head coaches, they wanted a call. 10 seconds left of the game. 5 seconds. Clarkson trying to just generate one last shot. But there goes the horn for the third period. The game ends Syracuse 7, Clarkson nothing. An overall dominant period and dominant game from the Orange, just like we've seen them. Their largest margin of win this season in a great performance.
The offense obviously really carried it today. And it made it a real fun game to watch, a real fun game to commentate. I know I had fun. I know especially the fans to our left, they've had a blast all game. People watching at home too, they've had fun. And speaking of people watching at home, I just want to give a quick shout out to my mom. I know she's watching back at home, so I just wanted to say hi, but it's been a really great game today.
It has been a great game today. Syracuse improves to 3-0 on the season, 2-0 at home. Clarkson, this is their first match of the season, drops to 0-1. Syracuse and Clarkson back though here again tomorrow at Tenny Days Pavilion, 2 p.m. puck drop. So for Aiden Niedermeier and Caitlin Mcdonough, thanks to our producer Louis Leibowitz, signing off and saying thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.